Travis Kelce is opening up about how Taylor Swift inspires him and what he has learned from her. Here's what he said to The Hollywood Reporter.
Don't try and beat Taylor. That's what I learned. Yeah, she's on a whole nother stratosphere. I'd be silly if I ever tried to take anything from what she does, other than, just enjoy the people that show up. I think that's one thing I could probably take away is she really, relates to the people she's performing in front of, and so I'll take that.
And here's what he shared with his recent People magazine interview. He said, "I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'm oozing life right now."
I love that.
That's a man in love, girl.
I like that. It's a little gross. Be oozing with love.
Why?
It's not. I don't like that turn of phrase, but I like the sentiment.
Let's nitpick, shall we?
Okay. That's what we do.
We forget that, Al doesn't enjoy joy.
Some days.
He just doesn't ooze it.
I think it's important that when you're with someone that you have a certain degree of admiration for them. And also, I think it's very easy to kind of be inspired, or you can also be demoralized by a partner. So if you have someone who makes you be a better person, what's so wrong with that, Al?
Nothing's wrong with it. Talking about this subject, obviously being friends with a lot of female comics coming up, they were funny, witty, attractive, and they would tell me they would have trouble meeting guys, and I would question that, and they would say it's cool the first night, but there were a lot of guys that were kind of felt weird about stepping back while their girl took pictures and was famous, and and Taylor Swift is at the top of that mountain, quite literally. So she found the right guy. That's not only I'm not jealous, I'm over here taking pictures like that's my girl. You need to have a partner that supports you in that way, even though you think it'd be a dime a dozen. A lot of people catch feelings when you're on a pedestal, at least perceived in their mind.
Especially when you just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You're like, well, what about me?
Yeah,
Right.
Two-time Super Bowl winner. You just come off of Super Bowl championship, and all the questions are about your girlfriend, Taylor Swift, who happens to be Taylor Swift.
I think
and you
he
take it in
likes it.
stride and laugh and answer. I mean, you could easily brush those off. And he laughs about it, talks about it on his podcast, makes fun of himself. I like it.
Me too.
I don't think we talk about enough how a lot of people are out there sleeping with their number one op. And it's the same thing. It's you get with someone because of the way that the world sees them, and then you're the closest person to them, so you want the world to see everything that they don't see. It's it's a very weird psychological thing when it comes to...
That's deep, Erica.
Yeah, but a lot of y'all sleeping with your number one op. Get out of bed, child.
I pretended I knew what that meant. I was like,
the operative, the operative.
I don't know. I have no idea what that meant.
Opposition.
No, the operative.
Not the operative. This
There's
isn't
snipers
James
from
Bond.
the side.
No, not the opposition, the operative.
Your op is your opposition.
Oh, I thought
the operative.
like he's gonna go do something.
He might.
I saw the whole death to
Yeah.
patriarchy with that.
What?
I was about to call my wife and be like, you my op, right? I know.
Okay. All right. Speaking of Taylor, she has officially joined Forbes' billionaire list with a net worth of $1.1 billion. She became a billionaire in October, largely because of her record-breaking Eras Tour, which became the first tour in history to gross more than $1 billion. She joins 13 other celebrities on the list, including women like Rihanna, who also, with being a singer, has her cosmetic and lingerie companies. Kim Kardashian also became a billionaire because of her beauty and clothing brands. Oprah became the first black female billionaire in 2003. In the years since, she has built her brand into a media and business empire. Also on the list is Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, philanthropist Mackenzie Scott. And I love this woman because she gives all of it away, literally.
Is it weird that I was surprised that Taylor Swift just became a billionaire? Maybe it's just because I have just thought she's been so famous for so long.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing that kind of makes Taylor an anomaly even in this very small group of people, because Forbes estimates that about $500 million of Taylor's fortune is cash from music royalties and touring. Another $500 million is from the increasing value of her music catalog, and $125 million comes from real estate. So at the root of all of it, it is her music, where a lot of other people who are on this list have different brand deals,
Yes.
there's companies outside of it, but this is like the nucleus is her and her being there.
It's how rock stars used to be so rich in the 80s because they sold albums and hard copy and touring.
Right.
And now, really, I think a lot of artists are like, I need to get 2 hit singles, make a bunch of T-shirts, start selling lipstick, and then I can start selling tequila. It's different, but she's very
there's a
old
reason
school
why
like
Taylor
that.
Swift wanted to own her catalog, right? Because she knew that this is her bread and butter. She could splash her face or her name on any product out there and make a killing, but she doesn't. She focuses on what she knows best, and that's her storytelling. So I love her. I have a little bone to pick with you.
Uh-oh.
Early.
Is Jeff an op?
He was scared. Earlier, you said Mackenzie Scott was not
back to
a partner with Jeff Bezos. She actually helped start the company. She wrote the business plan. She shipped the products. She helped place everything in that garage.
Really? Well, we didn't introduce her as business person. We said philanthropist.
Well, she is a philanthropist because she's giving
gives away all of Jeff's money?
billions. Their money.
Jeff,
They started
You
it.
should have let her go because she was out of gas. She goes, she put the stuff in the garage. I'm just like, let her go.
What a great businesswoman. Yeah, what a great businesswoman.
She moved the rakes, Jeff.
She was a partner in life.
Yeah,
and she was a partner
in the
business.
Stop trying to anticipate what
She's a
Erica's gonna say.
philanthropist. That's when you bring someone up on stage that has nothing going on. You're like, this is a philanthropist, and it's a big word. Everyone's like, ooh, yeah. What does that mean? I give away all my.
Philanthropy is very important, and the fact that she's doing it with her own money, is a big
Give
deal.
me $1 billion. I'll give it away too. What a great
would
guy.
you?
Hell yeah, I would. It's $1 billion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see.
I'll sprinkle a little your way. Don't worry.
Would
Don't you worry.
Would you be like George
And then when I come
Clooney?
back on the show, just call me a philanthropist.
Would you be like George Clooney, where we all go out to dinner with you and you'd give us each $1 million? Would you do that for us?
If I had $1 billion,
Yeah.
I might.
If you had $1 billion, you better be chopping me off a little more than $1 million.
You know you my op.
All right.
I'm just kidding. I'm using it the wrong way.
Okay, Jennifer Lopez is changing the name of her upcoming tour. According to Variety, this will allow the tour to focus more on her greatest hits and not just songs from her new album, This Is Me Now. So this rebrand comes weeks after she suddenly canceled several dates from her tour for no reason. Many think it was because of the weak ticket sales. In fact, in February, she sold 14,000 copies. You compare that from J-Lo back in 2001, the album J-Lo was, I think, 3.8 million copies.
Yeah.
So they're rebranding the name.
Yeah. This is her tour listening to the audience, and the audience is saying we don't want to hear the new stuff because obviously the the album sales.
So it's just
showed
greatest
us that.
hits.
It's greatest hits, and I think this is maybe a crossroads for her music career. Do I go back to the lab and try and make a new album that people like, or am I at a different point in my career where now I focus on other things, philanthropy?
I think this, I wonder if there's been a bigger disconnect between her and her audience, or if this just isn't what her audience wants in the season. I mean, if you think about, like, even social media, like, you could have X amount of followers, and if you post certain content, it explodes because that's what your audience wants to see and hear from you. But if you're like, but this is what I really want to express, and sometimes your people are like, I didn't ask to hear that.
Yeah.
That's not why I follow you. And I think that's just an example of what's happening right now.
So true.
I think it's her newsletter.
Which you're subscribed to.
No,
Lenny.
Al is.
You both are.
I tried to play a joke and it did not work.